Knowing about your patterns is great, but knowledge often doesn't actually change anything. You can notice and understand your patterns perfectly and then still run the stupid thing every time. So, how can you actually switch things up? Well, do you know the difference between being parts driven and self led? Let's get into it. In IFS, or internal family systems, we talk about parts. Instead of assuming that we have one mind that sends us different thoughts, IFS assumes that our thoughts, feelings, and impulses come from a bunch of different subpersonalities who all have their own happiness plan. The part of you that shuts down when things get tense, the part of you that overexplains, the part of you that decides to get high or fall asleep when it all gets too much. You get the idea. There's probably a part popping up now that wonders if what I'm talking about, or one that's skeptical, or one that loves the idea. And I hope that one sticks around because I have a sweet offer for you at the end. Anyway, instead of assuming humans have bad animalistic instincts and tendencies that have to be controlled or avoided, like our buddy Freud used to say, IFS operates from the doctrine of basic human goodness. So although some of our parts have questionable tactics and behaviors, they are not character flaws. They're adaptive and often protect us from experiencing pain, shame, or fear. Here's what's important. When a part is driving the bus, you are blended with it. The actual you is not fully in the room. More importantly, your partner isn't getting the whole you, they're getting the part. And the part, however well-intentioned, is usually operating from a place of fear or avoidance, not choice or abundance. So if you are not your parts, then who are you? Jung called the self your guiding center, the unity of opposites, the totality of your psyche, both consciousness and unconsciousness. The whole, often symbolized by a mandala, the thing in you that knows who you're meant to become. IFS describes self with a capital S as a quality of presence, as awake awareness. So self is not another part, but the ground underneath or the sky above, encompassing all the parts. It has a felt sense that many people try to reach through meditation or mindfulness. Basically, when self is leading, you'll feel spacious and peaceful on the inside. And when parts are driving, you'll feel cramped or grabbed or anxious on the inside. Now, for the counterintuitive piece, the quality of self-presence is not something you have to manufacture. It's already always there. It just gets crowded out by the parts who think they have to protect you. It's like the sky is always there, even though clouds might be blocking your view, right? So to be clear, the work is not to eliminate your parts, it's to notice when one has taken over and ask, can self lead here instead? So what would self do is a practical question. And since April is a month where we're practicing new responses to the patterns we've identified in February and March, I'll tell you a shortcut in a minute when we get to the experiment. But first, here's why I think this is important. When a part is running the show, the part that is hurt and wants to lash out, or the part that's keeping score, or the part that decided weeks ago that your partner probably doesn't love you anymore, you're not available for real connection. You might be physically present, but emotionally you're somewhere else entirely. And since that distance is usually felt by both or all partners, what ends up happening is that your protective parts start fighting with your partner's protective parts instead of you connecting at a self level. Does that make sense? Because we have so much shame and fear around sex specifically, this happens a lot in the bedroom as well. And sadly, a reactive or protective part is one of the most reliable desire killers there is. Or you might have parts that use sex to distract yourself and keep you hooked on porn so you don't have to tell a real person what it is that you want because it's so much easier to just find on the screen. So once you become aware of those parts and unblend so that yourself can lead, your relationship and desire can flourish on a whole other level. So the experiment for this month, should you choose to accept it, is that when you feel a part activate, pause before you let it speak or act for you. You don't have to make it disappear. On the contrary, often noticing it and thanking it for showing up and for trying to keep you safe is what's needed so it can relax and let yourself take over. The thing with these protector parts is that they feel like yourself isn't up to the task, so they think they have to do it. But you need to establish a trusting relationship with them over time and just practice showing up in self a few times before they can relax back and let you get back to your own relationship, right? So here's how you can recognize self energy. Self has the following characteristics. It is calm, clear, curious, compassionate, confident, courageous, creative, and connecting. Next time you notice getting activated by your partner, bring any of these C words to mind and speak through that lens. It doesn't even matter which one, just trust your intuition, whatever comes up first. If in doubt, curiosity tends to be the one that is most readily available. So all you would have to say in that moment is, can you tell me more about that? And listen. You don't need a perfect question or a perfect answer. The pause itself often already changes something. If this resonates and you want to go deeper, live office hours, as every month, are on the 17th at 5 p.m. GMT. Bring your questions and comments. You can sign up at dorisvolgraber.com/events. I will take you through a parts mapping exercise to warm up, and then I'd love to have a volunteer to do an IFS unblending protocol with, if there's time. And since I'm doing IFS training and want to get some more practice in, I've also activated a coupon code for a heavy discount. The first 50 people to use IFS 15 can book an hour-long IFS coaching session with me for €15. You can grab your spot on my website at dorisvolgraber.com/shop. Next month, we're taking a closer look at differences and why your partner's opposite way of moving through the world might be exactly what your relationship needs. And if you like this video, you're probably going to like this next one as well, and I'll see you there.